good morning, lovely people of Facebook. Hopefully, I will not be quite so blonde and sit here like a lemon going for the first 10 minutes of this video, for which I can only apologise. Today, it's done exactly what I expected it to do, which is the 3, 2, 1, and away you go. Oh God, that was a bit dusty bin, wasn't it? For those of a certain age remembers it. But this morning I'm on it and feeling a little bit perkier and looking a little bit perkier than I did on Friday. So, welcome. I hope you've had a good weekend. I hope Monday is so far treating you well. It's a beautiful day here. Proper autumnal gorgeousness. And obviously I've dressed for the occasion. Like an enormous pumpkin. Glamorous one, but a pumpkin nonetheless. And obviously, product placement for everybody as well. Anyway, welcome to this session. If you are joining us, you are extremely welcome. The usual drill applies. Whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching it on catch up, somewhere down in, I think that or maybe this corner, I think, of the screen, there's a little blue thumbs up. Just press that to say you're here. There's a very good reason to do that in a moment. I'll explain, but please let us know you're here. Feel free to comment as we go along. I have old lady glasses at the ready to check the comments because I can't flip and see them without going otherwise. And I'm really interested to hear about your experiences over the weekend for those who joined us on Friday. So, for those who just falling on this and don't know anything about what I'm talking about, my name's Heather Stanford. I am the legal fairy godmother to the wedding industry, and this is Stanford Gould, our Facebook page, and I hope we're also broadcasting to your legal fairy godmother, our Facebook members only group. On Friday last week, we set you a little mini challenge for the weekend. Nothing too onerous, I hope. Sent you a little planning tool to try and have a go over the weekend at thinking about some of the issues, some of the lessons and some of the things that went really well, or perhaps not so well, over the course of the last summer wedding season. Because it's been pretty manic, hasn't it? So I was encouraging you all to take a bit of a breath, spend some time thinking back over what's happened, what has worked well, what has not worked so well, what you might need to change up in the coming months as we've got a little bit of a pause, and then what's the direction for next year? Where are you going? What do you need to get in place now in order to ensure that you keep on that good trajectory? And if things need to be changed, let's get them underway or at least planned in to the next 12 months. And I also introduce you to our new product, the Stanford Gould Wall Planner. This, ladies and gentlemen, is on sale as of today. Don't all rush to the website, okay? Don't all rush to the website, crash it, because for a start, it's being done as we speak. So the little elves at Team SG are beavering away. Chrissy and the team at Black Hair are beavering away to get it all snazzy and lovely and ready to go. So if you go there now, you'll just see a little message that says, please come back later. But if you come back later, on today, I hope everything will be shipshape and Bristol fashion, and we will be promoting and selling this lovely thing. But if you are going to buy one of our contract templates as a result of your planning questions, this is your freebie. Exciting. Now, the other way in which you might get a free one of these is if you are taking part in this live, or indeed if you took part in the one on Friday. And when I say take part, I do not mean you have to do anything earth-shattering. You simply have to pop a little comment into the box to say you're here with your name, and you go into the free draw to win one of those. So if you are watching, this is an incentive for you to pop a little comment. It doesn't need to be anything earth-shattering or confidential. Just say, hi, I'm here. Thank you. Yes, okay. Thumbs up. That'll do. I already have a list of those people who joined us on Friday, and I am literally going to cut those names into pieces of paper, and we're going to draw a random one out of the hat, and someone who's watching this. Roshni's with me. Hi, Roshni. Thank you. Your name's already on my list. You'll be pleased to know. We'll get one of these. So I'm going to leave the... What do I say? I'm going to leave the competition. It's not really a competition. I'm going to leave the draw open until the end of today so that anybody watching this on the catch-up later on can also add their comment. And then if your name appears anywhere in either this live or feed or the one from Friday, you're on the list, your name goes in the hat, and I will tell people who's won probably tomorrow, if not later this evening. So I hope that gives everybody a fair crack at the whip. Now, how did you get on with the planning exercise? That's my next question. Now, if you want to share any piece of wisdom that came to you during the course of filling out the magic wand tool, you're very welcome. As I said, I appreciate this is not necessarily the sort of thing you want to share publicly. It might be something that you would like to ask me about on private DM. If that's the case, please do so. But I thought a couple of sort of broad brush questions that I think are worth bearing in mind if you've done that exercise and you've gone through the questions, which were broadly, what went well, what was awful, what was really dreadful and you'll never do it again, what could you change to make it better, even better if we did something, and what's for next year, what's the planning things that you need to put in place. Now, I would suggest that the main function of thinking about what went well and what did not go well is not just to identify or to beat you with a large stick going, you idiot, why did you not do that better? Because we all learn probably more from mistakes than we learn from things that go right. But we don't always take the time to sort of sit back and analyse that. So I'm encouraging you to do that. And I'm going to suggest that the things that went well were probably the things that you enjoyed, the things that you got the most buzz from, the things that you got the most thanks or recognition from your customers. Those are undoubtedly going to be the highlights and brilliant. You know, you do need to remember that stuff that goes well and keep that front and centre when things are not going quite so well. I'm going to suggest that if you've written anything down in your car crash moments, your challenges, the things that went horribly wrong and you never want to do it again, I bet there's a good proportion of the things that come up in that section that really revolve around how risky it felt. Uncomfortable, scary, a little bit seat of the pants, didn't really quite feel very in control. Does that resonate? I hope it resonates for a few people. Because I think for most people that I deal with on a day-to-day basis in the wedding industry, the bits that they are good at and that they control, like the design bits and how gorgeous it looks and posting about it on social media, all of those things, generally speaking, they're not stressy. You know, they're not the difficult bits. It's the bits where you feel properly out on a limb, a little bit exposed. It's hard, but you're managing lots of people or lots of points of delivery, can't manage everybody, somebody doesn't do what they say they were going to do, etc. Now, if that's where your challenges come from, then I'd really recommend having a think about whether or not there is something that you can put in place to reduce that risk. By which I primarily mean some sort of contract. Now, I'm going to be the first one to say no contract and no lawyer should ever promise you that if you get a contract there will be no risk, because that's rubbish. Okay, there's nowhere around this. That is a rubbish thing to say. It's not true. Or what a contract does is reduce risk. It gives you some ammunition, some firepower in the event of a problem arising, where you can go back and say, we agreed that we were going to do this. This is your obligation. This is my obligation. So no contract is the panacea of all ills. I hear people say to me all the time, I want something watertight. and I say, I can't give you anything watertight, but I can give you something good. And that's that's really the challenge that challenge I'm now facing is the sun's come out. Anyway, that is really the challenge. I'm going to move over a spot. There we are. That is the challenge that we're all trying to face, because it is hard. You've got to manage that risk. But I would suggest there are some contractual lessons that would mean that if you had, if you've got robust terms with your customers, if you've got good contractual arrangements with your suppliers, your freelancers, your workers, then that can reduce the risk, and it reduces the worry, and it makes hopefully some of those car crash moments either go away. Can't always guarantee that, but they reduce. And if you have them, you've got something to go back to say, right, here's what we agreed. So as I said, no contract can be the panacea of all ills. No contract is watertight. Having a contract does not mean you will not have a problem. It means that if there's a problem, you've got something to work with, as opposed to a horrible blank piece of paper or an inbox with nothing that really deals with any of the challenges. So if that's your experience and your planning page has, I'm hoping, just one, maybe two items in the any car crash moments. I hope it's not got any. That would be brilliant. If it's got none, fab. But if you did have some challenges, my guess it's around risk and identifying those risks and making sure that you ameliorate. That's a posh long lawyer word. You ameliorate the risk. That means you reduce it. You do some things to bring the risk of it recurring and the consequences of it occurring down. Then now is the time to try and do that. Next level if. I'd be really interested to know if anybody wants to share what they wrote in this section. Next level if. That means, what would have been better if you'd done something different. And that's a lesson I learned from my very, very first customer, who's a brilliant chap called Adam Harris. He's a business coach, and he always used to finish all meetings with even better if. Go around the room, even better if. I think that's a really good question, and he is the questions guru, so I'm going to acknowledge that I've learnt that from him. But what did anybody have a even better if moment? Would they like to share it? Let me just check, because there's... Good morning, Shirley. Sorry. Good morning. Lovely to have you with us, rather. So if you think you'd like to share something about your next level if planning piece, feel free. So having done that sort of assessment and looked at what you've already got in the diary for next year, and where you are from a business perspective in terms of documentation and contracts, and is there a correlation between the things that you want to continue to do, the things you absolutely do not want to do, and what would have worked better if you had done something different, and the paperwork that we might be able to help you with? If there is, you're in the right place at the right time, because as we speak, Stanford Gould Online is having a little bit of a revamp. If you go there today, it will have a little pumpkin-y picture to say we're fixing and we're coming back soon. Should be done by the end of the day. And we obviously continue to provide legal and contractual solutions for you chaps. And this month, coming November, December and into January 2023, there is a special offer, because if you purchase one of our contract templates as part of your direction for the next year, that final section of your planning, do I really need to do this? I think I need to bite the bullet. You get one of these for free. Come on, girls and boys, this is good. So this little gem of a tool is an annual planner. It's not rocket science, you've seen them everywhere, but this is a Stanford Gould one with me on the bottom. You probably can't see that, I'm sure you really don't care, but it looks very lovely. It's been designed by our lovely friend Anna Rigby of Anna Rigby Designs, who created this for us, lovely corporate colours, and we are giving them away with contract templates purchased from today, and we are also selling them on the website. £16.50. £16.50. If you would like one of these, you can go on and buy one. But someone in this group, as we speak, 5 viewers, 2 comments, 2 shares, and whoever joined the live on Friday, you will get your name list popped into the hat to receive one later. So, I can't see. Let me just check the comments. Right. Nope. Right, so that's fine. Nobody wants to share. That's okay. I didn't really expect you to. And as I said, in order to be in the draw, you do not need to share anything. Just say hi. I'm here. But if you are watching this on the catch up, please still put your name into the comments, and you too will go into the draw. I will pick a name at random later. That person will win one of these. And if anybody has got any other comments or questions or things that they want to share, or alternatively they do not want to share and they are like, do you know, I just like that on the lowdown, please, Heather, but I might need a question answered. You can click through to our video ask page, which is linked on every piece of social media we have. So there's one on the Stanford Gould page, there's one on the Your Legal Fairy Godmother page, there's one on Instagram. It takes you through to video ask, and you can ask any question you want. And I will try and answer it a little later. Or you can put something in the feed, or you can DM me directly. One final thing before I go. So if anybody's watching this who is not a member of our Your Legal Fairy Godmother Facebook group, today is the last day the doors will be open until 2023. It is a private members group. It is not paid. It will never be a paid membership. I have stated that very clearly. It is simply a group for wedding suppliers primarily to come and join and meet a few other folk and to get the first dibs on new material that we issue. So the blog goes to that group ahead of its general release. If we are promoting things like this, it goes to the group ahead of general release, particularly when these are there's a limited number of them. There's a limited edition. That's sometimes an advantage. So if you are watching this and you are not a member of Your Legal Fairy Godmother Facebook group, I strongly recommend that you pop onto that group and ask to join today, because the doors are open. You have to answer a couple of questions, but it's not an A-level, you know, don't worry, it's not a 15-page exam. Just, who are you, what do you do, and how can we help you? And come and join us in the Facebook group. Thereafter, from tomorrow, though, that group will be closed, certainly until the new year, and you will still be able to pick up any information you might need about what's going on with Stanford Gould, with the planner, with the contract templates, or with anything else that you need some help with through the Stanford Gould page. But it's a nice little VIP area. It always reminds me of that sketch with Ricky Gervais, where he's sitting on one side of the rope in a club in the VIP area, and all his friends are sitting on the other side of the rope in the VIP area. For those who enjoy Ricky Gervais, you'll know what I mean. For those who don't, you'll be looking at me blankly going, what the hell are you talking about? Anyway, come and join our VIP area if you wish to. Your Legal Fairy Godmother Facebook group. Just search it, you'll find it. Click the button to say, can I join? And I, or the lovely Catherine, my VA, will click to ensure that you are part of the group. So I hope that this has been interesting. I hope it's been useful. Really love to know some feedback from anybody, public or privately. If it's been good for you, let me know. If it's been completely pointless and rubbish, that's also useful to know, because we'll do it differently next time. And keep your eyes peeled for some more of these little videos or blogs or planning help as we go through this off season. We've got, as I said, a couple of weeks now in the run up to Christmas, where hopefully you're a little less busy than you have been. And as we approach the new year, there'll be a big rush of people on all forms of social media going, come on people, it's the new year, new you, what we're going to do. I'd suggest this might help you if that's what you're going to do. Anyway, I'm going to stop rubbling. 20 minutes today. I said usually it's half an hour. 15 was very short on Friday. Today I've got down, I'm at 20 and I've not done too badly. So I'm going to wish you all well with the rest of the week. Thank you, Roshni, and thank you, Shirley, for popping up and saying hi this morning. I appreciate you being with us last Friday as well. I think, Shirley, I've sent you an invitation to like the group or perhaps even to join the group. I pressed so many buttons this morning, I honestly lost track. But if you'd like to join our group, please do. As I said, your Legal Fairy Godmother group will be open for the rest of the day, and then it closes until the new year. I will come on later, or I'll drop a comment on later to say who has won. There will be a big reveal. And then whoever gets picked out of the hat, as it were, I will need your postal address so I can send you one of these. That's the way it works. You remember the post where you put things in envelopes and you put a stamp on it rather than a download. So I'm going to need your postal address. So keep an eye on the feed to find out who's won. If it's you, keep an eye on your DMs so that I can contact you directly to say, please tell me where to send this. And I look forward to hearing from you with any feedback that you've got about today, any questions you've got about contracts, any questions you've got about templates, any questions you've got about that little beauty, and any feedback you've got from the exercise. Okay? Marvellous. Right, let's all crack on with the rest of our Mondays. It's been lovely to speak to you. Hope it's been useful. Speak again very soon, and good luck. Good luck to everybody in the draw. Hopefully your name will come out. Take care. Have a good Monday.